It is 6:23 right now. You know, it can be one of the scariest times of your life. Retirement. That's right. Joining us this morning, financial consultant Andy Barkate with some things to think about to avoid retirement's biggest mistakes. And good morning, Andy. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Mike.
For your weekly visit. All right, now go. Yeah, I want you to go right ahead. Scare us.
Thank you.
Terrify people, because everyone thinks. Oh, I think a lot of people think. Let's just start off by this saying this, and we've talked about this before.
Right.
They start out thinking, "I'm okay," or if I'm not okay for retirement, I'm real close. Is that logical thinking?
I think that's very logical thinking. That's what happens a lot.
Okay.
And things we're going to talk about, in most people's mind, they're going to be common sense. And typically they should be common sense, but things similar, and one of the biggest things people need to do is have a plan. Have a written plan, just not in your head where you think, okay, I've got income coming from point A and point B, I'm okay. Sit down, work with somebody, or do it yourself, but write it out so you know exactly what's going on. Look at all the little details that you should be looking at, or Social Security, Medicare, your benefits, your investments. Do your homework. Look at these things. And then again, it sounds like common sense, Mike, but about 67, about 2/3 of the people never have a written plan. That's just one thing to think about.
Right. To avoid these mistakes.
Right.
Okay.
And then again, don't be shy. Dig in. Do your homework. Look at how your pension plan is going to work. Look at how your benefits are going to work. Your Medicare, Social Security. How's that going to affect you? When can you take these benefits? Your insurance coverage that you're going to get from your employer. Things you won't get from your employer.
And these are things you should be looking at right now.
Don't wait till a month before you retire.
Right.
Well, I mean, I bet once every couple of months we'll have somebody call us or come in the office, and the first thing they'll say is, I'm going to retire next month. And, I mean, that's great. I'm glad they're looking at it, but maybe they should have made that call a couple of years before to kind of plan for that. And we talked about this on the show, this next thing, inflation. Yep. And these things are coming up on the graphics, too, but inflation is one of those things where people always get caught off guard. If you think about it, if you got a 3%, which is a modest inflation rate, over a 20-year retirement, 20-plus year retirement, the income you need today is going to double. Okay. Your income is going to double. And that does catch people sleeping. So look at that and make sure you've got that income plan for later. And
this next one's kind of interesting if we go to the next graphic. Watching the fees.
There's going to be fees in everything somehow. That's how these big companies stay in business. But you just want to make sure you're getting what you're paying for. You're getting your money's worth. In a lot of cases, fees in some investment accounts, some mutual funds, when they have management fees wrapped around them, which are pretty popular these days.
Okay.
We get sold them a lot. They can be up to 2 or 3% a year. So you want to know that going in. And granted, could it be worth could you be getting the best bang for your buck? Maybe, but you want to make sure that you actually know what you're getting, because that's money you're not receiving that could be going in your back pocket to help pay some of your expenses.
Okay, and we're running out of time, but quickly, the long-term care expenses and not getting emotional.
Good deal. Long-term care is one of those things, it's a big gap in everybody's retirement plan. Social Security doesn't cover it, Medicare doesn't cover it, and it can be a very big expense. If anybody out there has ever dealt with a loved one that's gone through long-term care, it can easily be $5,000 or $6,000 a month. And where's that money going to come from?
Right.
And then getting emotional is one of those ideas where a plan will actually help you from getting too emotional. Don't panic. Markets do change from time to time. We all know that. And if you're prepared for it, and having a good plan will help you be prepared, you can be less emotional. And then again, jump in and make those mistakes by just jumping in a knee-jerk reaction. Will get you to do those kind of things. So.
All right, very good. Thanks for those tips. Appreciate it, Andy.
Thanks, Michael.
See you next week.